And I will tell you guys, there's not a grown adult that I know of that should be eating 1,200 calories.
Nope.
Period.
That's like
End of statement. Yeah. We're back. Took a little bit of a break. We have had a lot of life happening just kind of since January or so. Started the new year, completely had the intention to go all in on video and being on YouTube and posting, weekly sort of stuff. And me and Whitney talked a lot about it, and it was important for us to really focus on our business to free up a little bit of time so that we can put a little bit more effort into kind of podcasts and all of that sort of stuff. Along with that, my grandmother got really sick and passed away. And so it's just been a really trying time between that and like church stuff and potty training and just all the life sort of stuff. So unfortunately, the YouTube and information and all that stuff had to take a back seat for a little bit, but our intention is to be able to post every week and to get a little bit better every week when it comes to our content and stuff like that. So starting off with the podcast here, as you can see, we're in a completely different place. We built out kind of a studio. It's going to be fun. If you do get value out of this, please like, comment, tell us what you enjoy, what we can do better. If you love the lighting, if you love the studio, whatever, just tell us all the things because we're open to feedback and we want to get better for you, okay? That being said, this week we're going to talk about nutrition and how simple it can be. I think a lot of people try and complicate it. We've been working with some mentors and stuff since the beginning of the year, and they've really helped us simplify a lot of stuff. So we just finished up our Bod Squad challenge, which was a 6-week nutrition challenge, and it is focused on nutrition stacking and habit stacking.
So the nutrition challenge obviously starts with nutrition, but what we have found is that people make it too complicated, and it really starts with mindset, because if your mind isn't in it, anything that you do is not going to work, right? If you're looking at, I have to do this set, or I can't eat this, or this is so restrictive, or I'm on a diet, like it's just going to be miserable. And what we found is we give you a whole list of food, right, that you can eat, that it's not this restrictive, you can only have this little line of food. What we really want to focus on is the quality and the quantity, right, of your food. Like eating whole foods, getting away from the processed stuff that has the ingredient list. I couldn't think of what it was called. The food label, that's what I'm thinking of. And not having it be restrictive. Right? Like that's, and in changing how you're looking at it, like instead of, I can't have this, it's I choose not to have this because it doesn't make me feel good. Right? And that's a much different mindset than, I'm limiting what I can eat. I can't eat this, I can't eat that. But it's like, but look at all of this that I can eat. Right?
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to actually enjoying your food, right?
Accurate.
A lot of people, like she just said, they come out and it's like, I can't have this, I can't have that. But what if you could eat all of the things you enjoy and still get results the way that you want results, right? What if you could eat 95% of the time, you could eat basically whatever you want, and then you leave yourself a little bit of wiggle room for those occasions where you do have the birthday cake, or you're at a party and you have the pizza or a couple drinks or something like that. Like, it doesn't have to be super restrictive. And when you find the thing that works like that and that you actually enjoy, you want to stick with it most of the time. And it's not like, oh my gosh, I've been so restricted, there's a pizza right there. Drool face. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, there's a pizza right there, but I ate a couple hours ago. Like, I'm not really hungry, like, and I feel good. I don't want to eat that. And so you're able to kind of stay away from that, and you feel better about yourself. You start building confidence, and it just creates a whole different relationship with your food that I think a lot of people struggle with. I know I did. when I was bigger, like, and even now, like food addictions is a very real thing, and I struggled a lot with that. Starting off, quality with the nutrition that we're doing now for most people. I mean, yes, some people can do macros and all that sort of stuff, but it can be confusing for some, and it's kind of a big kind of learning curve when it comes to macros and stuff. Once you understand it, it's not super difficult, but it does take that learning curve. And let's be honest, most of us, it's hard to invest that amount of time to actually learn the stuff, right? And so making it simple for anybody to be able to follow is kind of the key when it comes to that. So starting off with that quality.
Yeah.
And then, you have anything to add on kind of quality?
No, eating whole foods, not really eating the processed stuff, cutting out gluten and sugar. It should be something that they say the outer perimeter of the grocery store.
Right. Yeah. The outer edge. You shop the outer edge.
Yeah.
And it's even hard then. Like, let's be real. Like, everything is so highly processed nowadays that, if it comes in a package, you can guarantee that it's probably going to be multiple ingredients and stuff, and that does not play well in your body. Like, God did not make us in a way that we're going to process all of this extra stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that, God told Adam and Eve that they could eat anything in the garden except for the one fruit, right? Because our bodies are meant to eat real whole foods. Like, they didn't have grocery stores, a couple thousand years ago. So, yeah. So that quality, getting back to eating real foods. And with our nutrition and the Bod Squad in general, we have a huge list of pretty much all sorts of meats, some fruits and veggies, and starchy carbs, rice and potatoes, and like all the things. It's all the things that most people enjoy. I think the two big things that people should be cutting out is, like you said, the gluten and the sugar, right? If you can limit those two things, that makes it super simple when it comes to the nutrition. So it's just two big things that a lot of people don't or aren't really willing to cut out, or say they can't, and all that sort of stuff. So we try to make that simple.
Yeah. Well, it's also, dairy can also be included in that because of the inflammation, right? And that's what we've heard a lot of, is once those were cut out, it was like my joints didn't hurt. I lost a lot of like the bloating and the inflammation, which is huge. I know for me, when I do a lot of dairy, especially gluten, I have issues with that.
Right, 100%. Yeah, if I eat 4 or 5 cheeseburgers or something like that, and there's cheese included in that, not just hamburger, the next day, literally, I can feel it in my joints. I feel it in my hips. Like, I feel it. And so it just, that for sure. And when you start cleaning it up with the quality, those are things that you notice within literally 24 hours. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, someone just recently told me they did eating super clean, and they had a walking taco day at work, which is where you have like the bag of Doritos and you put all the ingredients in there.
Okay.
And basically,
that's like prison food, right?
Like, blew out the bathroom and just felt awful.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like when you're eating clean and then you go back to like that, it's like,
right.
Whew.
Well, it's funny, like, I was talking to Emma about it, and she had just finished up the Bod Squad, and she told me, she was like, I've done multiple like 75 hards and like nutrition challenges and stuff like that, but none of them have ever cut out gluten. And she was like, I literally, like, this is the first one, and it's been 6 weeks since I've had any sort of gluten or anything like that. And I think it was pizza, and then within 24 hours, she's like, I haven't had any back pain or anything in like 6 weeks, and today my back is killing me.
Yep.
And she's like, that's the only thing that I've changed. And it's like, it's incredible when you clean up your nutrition, just like how good you can feel.
Yep.
The problem is most people
Are used to feeling like garbage.
Yeah, so that's normal.
That's normal.
Yeah, that's normal. So when you feel good, and then you go back to like, what?
Yeah.
How did I walk around like this every single day?
Yeah.
But
Accurate.
that's the quality, and then like the next thing is quantity.
Yes.
Right. There's usually two camps. One, you're way overeating.
Yep.
Or two, you're way undereating. And
we,
I'll
we
say,
find most people are way under
right.
eating.
And I will tell you guys, there's not a grown adult that I know of that should be eating 1,200 calories.
No,
Period.
that's like our
End
toddler.
of statement. Yeah.
Yeah.
My 3-year-old eats more than 1,200 calories a day, guaranteed. And your body's just not, no wonder your hormones and like you feel like crap and you have no energy, like you should be eating more. Period.
Yeah.
End of statement. So the quantity is huge. And it is so funny how we've started working with people with this, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so much food. How am I ever going to fit all of this in?
There's no way I can
There's
lose
no
weight
way
this
I'm going to
way.
lose weight, anything like that. And then, 3 weeks in, when we're doing body measurements and stuff like that, they're 5 pounds
Pictures
down,
and-
and
yeah.
you can see their body composition has completely changed. And it's like, huh, that's weird. It's, yeah, I mean, if you're eating quality and you're eating enough of it,
Yeah.
your body's actually getting the stuff that it needs. Your hormones regulate. Your body realizes, oh crap, I'm not starving. I'm allowed to kind of shed some of this body fat because, let's be real, what is body fat? Body fat is storage for your body for the next famine. And if you are starving yourself, then it's like, oh, I'm in famine mode, so it's trying to store.
Yep.
And then when it's like, I'm not under attack, I can probably shed some of this, because your body wants to move efficiently. It doesn't want to be overweight, and the muscles have to carry that much extra, right? And so, yeah, it's been super fascinating watching.
Totally. I'm going backwards now, but when you were talking about like enjoying the food that you eat, like rightfully so, Nick is our cook. I am spoiled, okay? I'm a well-kept woman.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
But I like eating. I like food, and I want to be able to enjoy it. So if we were promoting something that's like, here, eat cardboard, like that's no fun. I mean, I was a vegan for a long, like I went vegetarian and then I went vegan, and my hormones were so messed up, and I thought like, at one point I can remember saying to my mom, like if I take anything else out of my diet, I'm going to be eating dirt. And it was just so miserable. And bacon was my gateway drug back.
Yes. And now she eats
And mostly
bacon
carnivore.
almost
Yeah,
every morning.
Bacon. I had bacon for breakfast.
She had bacon.
But yeah, we want, and that's I think one of the things in the Bod Squad is, someone said they didn't like the food, and it's like, so change what you're eating. You have a
Yeah.
whole list of food to choose from. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like we want you to enjoy it. We want you to want to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, again, if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to stick with it. And like when it comes to changing your life, building up your temple, and like just being healthy, you have to enjoy it. It's a lifestyle and a journey, not, oh, I'm here, I got my results in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, and I'm going to go back to eating like crap, because that's why so many people are on a freaking roller coaster of nutrition and body fat, rather than being able to maintain and just enjoying what they eat. They're trying to have the willpower to last forever on chicken, rice, and broccoli. And that's why I don't eat chicken anymore, is because I did that for so long without getting any sort of results. And it's just, I hate chicken, right?
Yeah.
So if you hate chicken, don't eat chicken.
Yeah.
What?
Unless they're wings.
Unless they're wings. And then I will crush 30 wings at a time. I'm a fatty at heart.
Anything else about food?
I don't think so. I mean, I think we have nailed that in pretty hard.
Well, then the next habit is sleep.
Right.
And I laugh because I don't nearly get enough sleep. But we have found if you're not getting enough sleep, that's when the cravings hit, right? That's when our moods shift. That went right in front of that camera.
Hey
At
guys,
least it
this
did.
is real life.
At least it didn't hit it.
It's real life.
The dunk. But so I guess what we didn't start with, there were 5 habits that we kind of look at.
Yep.
And the first 2 were the quality and quantity.
Yep. Quality,
Yep.
quantity, sleep, stress, water.
Well, workouts and consistency.
Workout should be
I know.
workout and consistency. Yeah. Standard. I don't even think about that as a habit because it's. I guess,
Well, for a lot of people, that's where it falls apart is the
Yeah.
consistency. It's like, oh, well, I eat well during the week, but then the weekends I fall apart.
yeah.
And it's like, well, that's
Usually because you're starving yourself or hating your food throughout the week.
yeah.
And then you actually have some free time and you're just like, ooh, I want this and I want this.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely the consistency, having fun. But I think the other thing that we found is that when someone has like a cheat meal or something like that, and then they're like, oh, well, screw it, I've already messed up my points for the day or whatever. I'm just going to eat whatever I want, do whatever I want. And it's like, well, that doesn't have to be that way.
Right.
Like if you always wait for things to be perfect, to have the perfect point day, to have the perfect workout, to have the perfect nutrition, like it's never going to happen,
Right.
right? You're never going to have like this.
Have you
It's-
ever tried to put all of your ducks in a row?
No,
They kind of all walk
No.
on.
I don't.
You know.
I don't even know where all my ducks are.
I know. All the geese that I try and run over in the street, they're never in a row. So,
Well, it is like, okay, so you messed up one meal, or you had something you probably shouldn't have that wasn't on the list, or whatever the case in that one meal. Okay, cool. Get back on it on the next one.
right.
Right? Like it doesn't have to be where you throw it all away, because guess what? When you do that day in, day out, every day, that's when we gain weight. That's when we wake up and we're like, oh, that's not where I want to be. Oh, I'm 5 pounds heavier. Oh, my clothes don't fit.
Oh my gosh, I don't feel like I'm as bad as I am, but I'm 270 pounds.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
what? How did that happen?
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you're feeling like you're going to have a heart attack crawling around with your 10-month-old toddler,
Yeah.
That's not weirdly specific or anything. So
And then-
consistency is king. And I mean, realistically, the way that I think is kind of all kind of systems related, right? So if you're eating 3 meals a day, which I think most people are, unless they're you eat like 75 times a day. But most people eat three meals a day-ish, right? 3 meals a day, 365 days a year. You're 1,000 to 1,500 meals a year, right? If you're eating well 95% of the time, you're eating well over 1,000 times in the year. That's going to yield amazing results if you're eating the right stuff,
Yep.
right? But that leaves you a lot of wiggle room. I mean, you're eating 90 times in a month. If you have one cheat meal a week, like your results aren't going to go out completely away, right?
Yeah.
So
Like
one
I said,
cheat
I
meal a
enjoy
week.
food. I like chocolate. I like cookies.
100%. 100%. We went on vacation last week. It was very nice to go on a weekend and not have to have any sort of a schedule or anything like that. It was
Accurate.
amazing. First thing we did, though, we went out to dinner. We ate all the things.
We had
And then we went
Mexican.
back to the cabin
Made cookies.
and made cookies. Like, you're allowed to enjoy life. Like, this should be a journey and you should enjoy the journey. But it comes back to that consistency. We had the weekend,
Yep.
and then we're back on it on Monday.
No, we were back on it
like
Sunday night.
Sunday,
He's
yeah.
like, we could do Sunday night dinner, like just finishing out the weekend, and I'm like, I'm so ready to be back on
Right.
it. Like,
And
my stomach, like, I needed
that's
to be
a
back on it.
That's a testimony for you, because like you eat well,
Yeah.
you eat so good most of the time
Yeah.
that when you have 4 or 5 meals and
Yeah.
you're like, ugh, like you feel bloated, like you're like, all right, I'm
hadn't
over
gone to the
it.
bathroom,
Yeah,
let's be
hadn't gone to
real.
the
Yeah.
bathroom, well, like all of that plays into how you feel, right? And so getting back on it, like you have the thing, okay, you go on a weekend getaway or an overnighter or something Saturday into Sunday, like,
And you made
okay,
delicious steak, and it was phenomenal.
right. You get back on it and good to go. Like, just start the habits back up, because especially if you've been doing it for a while, like you've created the habits, and so what? You gave yourself a little bit of wiggle room. Congratulations to you. Like, that's how it should be.
Well, I mean, I also do protein bars, the chocolate and peanut butter pretzel first form protein bars.
Right.
Shameless plug.
that-
I do one a day.
She can. I just gained 5 pounds looking at that. So, you know, and everybody's different. You'll figure out what works for you. She processes that stuff a lot better, and that's still gluten-free and all that sort of stuff, right? So again, and it's got lower sugar, and you're able to maintain that a little bit better, right? So it goes back to that consistency. She consistently eats those one a day, almost every day.
If I have two, though, I got to keep a bathroom handy. TMI?
Maybe a little bit. So yeah, consistency is king. You know, when it comes to any sort of results, that also goes to being in the gym, right?
Yeah.
Maybe start out 3 days a week. Maybe you're obese and you just don't know how you got there, and it starts off with you walking every day.
Yeah.
That's okay too. Like, it doesn't have to be CrossFit. It doesn't have to be, I'm gonna run a marathon or anything like that. Like, movement is life, and being able to do that and do it consistently, and then you will build up that capacity, and it'll change over time. Your goals will change, your body will change, what you're able to do, everything.
And then you also touched on water. I think that's the other thing that we find when people come in, is that just they are so dehydrated. And people are like,
yeah.
oh, I drink plenty of water. I drink one of these a day. And it's like, you know, this.
Right.
And it's like, that's not enough water.
No.
Like, what else are you drinking in the day?
Oh, I've had 17 pots of coffee. Paul, I'm not calling you out,
I
Paul.
thought you were calling me out.
No.
I only
But
had
if
3
the shoe-
coffees
but
today.
if-
I
but if
only
the
had
shoe
3
fits.
coffees today.
But yeah,
Definitely
like,
increasing water intake
right,
for sure.
for sure. I mean, any adult should be drinking 100 ounces plus for sure.
Well, I found
You know, I drink over a gallon a day.
one of my nutrition clients now is like, when I'm craving something, it's because I'm thirsty. She's like, because I know I'm not hungry. I'm eating enough.
Right.
So it's
That's fascinating.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
So she's
super
like, I
fascinating.
just drink more water, or the what are the hydration sticks?
Hydration sticks.
No, I know. What's the?
First form or Neo Element.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking of. This is where sleep comes in. My brain's not working. Where, like I said, we're potty training Gabriel, and
Okay, it's irrelevant. Let's move
yeah.
on.
I know. Yeah.
So yeah, making sure you're drinking plenty of water, and also making sure that you're electrolytes.
That's
you're
what I was
getting
trying to think
enough
of.
electrolytes.
Electrolytes.
Make sure you're getting enough electrolytes.
I knew I was pulling. I was gonna pull that out of somewhere.
If you're eating, or if you're eating enough meat in your diet and stuff like that, you're gonna have plenty of like magnesium and stuff like that. So you don't really need to add that. That being said, you can take like a magnesium supplement or something, but like I add salt, sea salt to all of my water and stuff. I literally carry like a little Tupperware thing. People call it like my crack box or
It's gonna get pulled
whatever.
over, and they're gonna
right?
think it's drugs.
And I literally have like a little eighth of a teaspoon or something, and I'll put that in my water, and I do that multiple times a day. So when I'm drinking, 5 of these a day, which is what I add a little bit of salt to it because you need to stay hydrated. And when you're not eating a lot of the processed junk, you will shed a lot of those electrolytes, so you'll be dehydrated. You may be drinking a bunch of water, but you need to add something so that it absorbs into the body well. So make sure you add electrolytes, and you're getting enough magnesium, potassium. Like, you need that in order for your body to function. Like, sodium is, your heart will not function if you don't have enough sodium. So it's a quick way to have a heart attack, and if you're not getting enough sodium.
And that's like when you're first starting a nutrition change, it's an experimentation,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's figuring
100%.
out what works for you. It may not look the prettiest the first week. The second week may be a little more dialed in, and maybe by the third week, it's like, ooh,
You're feeling good.
I feel good. I got it. I know what works. I know what I like. I know it fits in
Yeah.
my points. And then people are like, but then I'm not seeing any changes. And I'm like, well, the first 2 weeks you were still kind of learning and adjusting, but also your body has to adjust.
Well, it's incredible. They're like, oh, I'm not seeing any changes, but then we do the before and after picture after the first month, And even though they're not seeing,
Yeah.
the changes in their own eyes, when you put that first week picture and that third or fourth week picture next to each other, like,
Yeah.
holy crap.
There's a
And
change.
we
Yep.
could probably post a couple of those in this too. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
we'll post that. It'll probably pop up on the screen or something right here. So um, I think it's takes about 4 weeks for somebody else to notice.
I think it's 4 weeks for you to notice, 8 for like your close friends and family to notice, and 12 weeks for like the world to notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it takes time. You did not get to wherever you're at overnight or in a month or anything like that. Like, it took time, it took years, it took consistency of not eating well and not hydrating well, not sleeping well, and stress of the world and all that sort of stuff
I guess I need
in
the
order
stress
for you
relief
to
now.
get to where you are. So don't beat yourself up if you're not back to where you envision yourself being in a month.
Yep.
You know,
But I also have all or nothing mentality written down. And I think that's where you struggle. It's
for
like
sure.
when you like, oh well,
Yeah,
today I'm having this for dinner, so I'm just gonna go all in, and you're
one
like,
hundred percent.
boy, like sometimes I watch you eat and I don't know where it all goes.
I don't know where that capacity comes from, but
I'm like, whew, I
I think
can't
I'm
do it.
broken. I think I'm broken because
I can't
like
do it.
I can eat a whole pizza and then get a milkshake, like, or 30 wings
You're
at a
like, don't you want to
time.
go get dessert? And I'm like, I don't have any room left.
Right. I don't know. I don't know. It's a superpower. But then the next thing, consistency, and then sleep.
Yes.
And sleep, some of y'all, because I don't really struggle with it, but some struggle with their quality of sleep and actually staying asleep and stuff like that. I know Whitney does, but we still have rituals. Like, every night,
Yeah.
we're getting the boys down. We're trying to get them in bed in their PJs and all that sort of stuff, so that we shoot for 8. Lately, it's been like 8:30 or so before they're actually getting in bed. But that's always the goal. And so setting up those rituals, and then we wake up pretty much the same time, around the same time, like
Yeah.
every day, 6 a.m., because that allows us to actually wake up, get moving,
Yeah.
get a little bit of caffeine in us.
Saber? Reading through it in our last week of the bod squad, and one of the wins that we had for one of our participants was she had a doctor's appointment, like a physical, and not only had her body composition changed, our pictures were insane
Yeah.
how much that changed, but her blood pressure and her blood work was great.
Yeah.
Like, and
And
that's
that's six
huge.
that's 6 weeks.
Yeah,
Like,
just yeah. Oh, it's gonna make me cry.
yeah, I mean, that's six
Yeah,
weeks of consistency and just creating those good habits and stacking it all.
yeah.
Like, can you imagine what that's going to look like in 6 months or a year?
As
Like,
long as she's
as
continuing
long as
on,
she's
yeah,
consistent, like, that continues to grow and stack and everything, right? And so, again, finding that thing that works for you. And we found that, like, this works for a wide variety of people, and it's super simple. Like, it,
it
it
is.
helps
Yeah,
people create those great habits.
yeah. I mean, it can start with a scale and weighing, but we really try to do like eyeball and like um, portion sizes. I didn't bring up the sheet, but using like your hand and being able to look at it.
Right.
One of I've been working with somebody for about a month now, and in her form last night, she wrote like she went out to eat, and she's like, I finally feel like I'm able to look at it and know how much I'm supposed to eat,
That's amazing.
instead of overeating, right?
Yeah, that's
And
amazing.
she's like, and I felt great.
That's a month.
Yeah,
Like, that's a
just
month
yeah.
then, and I've been doing this for over 10 years now, and I still struggle with it. So,
Yeah, I mean
uh,
it's life changing.
100%.
It makes me cry.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
everything makes me cry. It's fun.
it is so cool to be a part of people's journeys.
Yeah,
When it comes to, we're not doing anything
yeah.
except for facilitating,
The
like, that
accountability
that
and providing the
accountability.
information.
Yeah,
Yep.
but they're doing the work.
Yeah.
They're doing the
Yep.
homework. They're studying up. They're learning themselves. And it is so cool to be able to watch people
Get
change their life,
and get it.
change
Yeah.
their temples,
Yeah.
like, build those up.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
any questions you guys have.
Yeah,
Yeah. Drop them in the
definitely
comments for sure.
put them in the comments so we can answer them. Maybe we can turn it into a video or a podcast if it's a good topic. We'll answer anything in the comments. If you guys want nutrition coaching and this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, reach out to
We
us.
do monthly nutrition coaching, and then I'm pretty sure this summer we're gonna do another challenge.
Another Bod Squad.
Yeah, another Bod Squad challenge. I think it was fantastic the last time we did it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So you can reach out to us, Nick or Whitney at CrossFitChesapeake.com.
Call us,
Yeah, you
text us,
call us at the gym.
send us a homing pigeon.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Put it's Saber. If you guys saw my video yesterday,
Write pup cup in the comments.
yes. Send Saber out to get a pup cup and then put a note in his little harness and he'll bring it back. Find us. You know where we're at.
All right, guys. Well, it's good to be back. Let us know. Reach out for sure. If not, we'll see you. Stay fit. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.